So you can't see me, right? Just the box?
Yes, Miriam, we can just see your box and we can see your full screen. I have now started the session and just giving a few seconds for more people to join, but we are here in the joint logistics track of the Tradewin Navy presentation day. And I want to introduce Miriam Chaudhry, who is with XR2 Lead, to give us our next presentation. Go ahead, Miriam.
All right, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity. What we're going to present here today is the DALE, which is our digital AI logistics. It's a comprehensive digital twin solution for naval supply chain and logistics. So as we know, the problem is that there's a lot of issues currently with the supply chain and with logistics, whereas there's no visibility. We don't have the ability to rapidly change, like on a dime. There's a lot of alignment that needs to be done. So basically, we can say that there are a lot of issues in the naval supply chain, and we may have a solution for that. As you can see here, that retired Navy Admiral Gary Roughead said, and we can see that logistics is a high risk area and can be the key factor between defeat and victory when we need to be defending ourselves. Again, from the news, we can see the Russian military, they too are bogged down with logistics. As you can see from the different articles here, logistics and the supply chain are the key to sustaining ourselves when we are in times of war, I guess. So, what are the current changes? The Navy's ability to conduct the distributed operations in a contested environment, that is what is going to tell us if we have adversarial advantage or not. And the current challenges that we're facing these days, as I've mentioned, is we don't have visibility and control over the entire chain of the logistical supply chain. We don't have the data to be able to predict problems and try to solve them before they occur. Also, there's not much freedom to rapidly adjust to change. Static digital representation, operational efficiency is not at its peak, and material acquisition and life cycle management needs some repair as well. So, our proposed solution is a comprehensive digital twin for the naval supply chain and logistics. So, what is DALE? It's basically a suite of AI and ML powered capabilities, which will help us, number one, predict the supply chain needs, also help us to plan and meet delivery needs. And we'll give you examples of that in a bit. And provide feedback on the present distribution of assets, both human, capital, and material. So it'll not only tell you where you need the material to be at what point in time, it'll also tell you the human resources that are required to complete that project. Who we are a team of accomplished individuals in the area of technology, as well as training, gaming, AR, VR, AI, and quantum. The four technological capability areas that XR2 Lead has system engineering, under which falls model based system engineering and digital twins. Then we have ModSim, which is AR, VR, intelligent and autonomous solutions, which of course is AI and ML. And then we have the gamification factor as well. So let's just start off by telling you what a digital twin is. It is an exact replica of a physical asset or process in the virtual world. And how it works is that through the IoT, through different sensors on the physical assets, we actually take in the data. And then we can use AI algorithms to use the data that we've collected through cloud, IoT, and those different areas. And we can replicate a digital model that is an exact replica of the physical asset. Once we have this, we can again apply algorithms which we can use for analytics. So anyone looking at the digital twin can at any point in time see how this physical thing is actually doing in the real world. Coming to the supply chain digital twin, similarly, it is a virtual model of the supply chain, and it can be used to analyze supply chain dynamics and also predict processes and successes, and even if there's going to be any shortage or any issues or disruptions in the supply chain. So basically, it gives us end to end visibility. In short, there's a lot of words that are usually used in this regard: modeled and simulated and visualized. To give you a little grasp on it, modeling is the act of building the model. Simulation is the process when we use the model to study the behavior and performance of an actual system. And visualization is looking at it in 3D or looking at data analysis of historical records, dashboards, and visual analytics. Therefore, we are now presenting our Dale solution. As you can see on the left-hand side in the orange boxes, these are all the sensing and processing infrastructure, the IoT from which the data is being drawn. On the bottom blue, the augmented and virtual reality is how we visualize the data and the assets. For example, we can put on an AR headset, or we can look on a mobile phone and see 3D assets and see how they're performing in real time. Then this real-time data is actually supplied into the supply chain logistical database, where we can actually run scenarios. We have business intelligent tools. We can see where inventory is needed, where there's an excess, where it can be moved from. We can create and test action plans as well. One thing to mention here is that we would like to go towards the real-time data. However, this can also be done in a simulated environment where you can do any kind of experimentation and it will not reflect in the real environment. Going forward, we would like to move towards real-time data so that you have all the access from end to end with a touch of a button. So the Dale solution, again, to reiterate, for sensing and processing infrastructure, it uses IoT, sensors, cloud computing, APIs, AI, ML for demand sensing and for forecasting. And for data and asset visualization, we have augmented, mixed, and virtual reality. What does it make? What makes Dale a unique capability is that, number one, it will be a fully functional replica of the supply chain. So it will act, behave, and do whatever you need it to do in actual simulated environment or the real environment. It'll provide the end-to-end visibility that'll help us to make forecasts. Another very big benefit is that if you couple it to a simulated constructive wargaming environment, it can add logistical needs into the simulation, which will actually provide another layer of scenarios or another layer of information which we can use to simulate scenarios for things like disruption of logistical supply chain. It can also accurately analyze data and supply chain interactions, do predictions, forecasting of financials and needs, identify the demand variability, and when incorporated with the in-field material tracking for automated supply like RFID tags, like a FedEx or like your pizza delivery or an Uber, you will know exactly where everything is at every point in time. Then you have full connectivity to joint systems, which is what we will be striving for. What are the benefits? Number one, you get a comprehensive situational analysis from end to end. You can better prepare for emergencies. It will be on a secured network. Instead of 2D assets, you'll be able to see 3D assets. And you'll have direct situation communication and coordination. And of course, it is scalable. How it aligns with the naval objectives. If you look at NAVSOP's 2022's Commander's Guidance, you can see there are 5 main lines of efforts. And the last one is establish infrastructure for the future force. This is an area which Dale covers, as well as clear and innovative operational concepts and excellence into the fleet introduction. Again, if you want to go a little bit deeper into the Naval Supply Commands, out of their 4 lines of operation, Dale covers 2 of them, which is the supply chain management and the operational logistics portion of it. Excuse me. Again, we know a lot about the Naval Sustainment System Supply, which is an initiative that the Navy has started off, and they've already saved $400 million by applying that. And since it uses data and analytics to identify key drivers for shipyard maintenance, the same data can also be used, or you can say expand or have a different kind of a use case and use it for the logistical supply chain. Digital twins are being used a lot in modeling and simulation of different assets, weapons, maybe the shipyard building, and it's also being used a lot in predictive and preventive maintenance for ships. But this is another way where we can gather data. And as we've mentioned before, logistics is the key to either defeat or victory. Here are some use cases that we've gathered that you can see in the future once we have this fully commissioned and once it's fully operational. It can be easily used also for auto deployment. For example, unmanned naval craft can also be deployed from the digital twin where they are ready and stationed at a location. The naval people on the in the sea or that are far away can also um, request, or you can say that they can go into the system and request, and the digital twin system Dale will automatically deploy what they need. You can also use it to scale up and provide robust logistical sustainment to the amphibious assault forces. And right now, Navy and Marine Corps, as we know, are looking to scale up small USVs to provide sustainment quantities, because quantity is usually better if it goes in small amounts. So if God forbid anything happens to it on the way, or it gets, or it doesn't reach the destination, it's not in huge bulks. It's in small amounts, which the next cycle of deployment for sustainment can cover. Another use case is delivering logistical sustainment to troops ashore. And the last one, which is actually being used by a company, is digital twin technology can help deliver life-saving supplies, be it medical, be it food, be it water. And again, these unmanned vehicles are another thing that can be attached to the supply chain, because these are also for delivery mechanisms. And that's all we have for today. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I didn't go too fast, and I am within my time limit. I will leave it to Marika to let me know.
I'm sorry, I think I was on mute while I gave a whole long spiel. Thank you, Miriam, for this presentation. You are well under your time. As far as I can tell, it's only 1:17 and you had till 1:25. But I suppose that will leave us all a little bit of a longer break until we start our next presentation exactly at 1:30. So thank you again very much, and we'll see you in the next session.
Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.